Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Dave Noodles, and we are on the Type 88 show, where we talk to people about how they turn their dreams into reality. And this man right here, ever since the day I met him, I don't even know if he knows what the word stop means because this guy just keeps going. He probably just got off a plane or something. You, he probably performed like 4 hours ago.
So probably right.
This guy, he is a second generation MC
Mm.
holding the torch proudly. And this guy's just been on a tear, and it's great to have him on the show. So I want to welcome Be Easy to the Type 88 show. What's up,
Yes,
man?
sir. Yes, sir. You already know what the vibe is, man. It's your guy Be Easy over here repping Staten Island, New York. Yo, Dave, my guy, stereotype, all that shit, man. No, like he said, man, known you for a minute now, for a while. And like it's crazy, like how the paths is always like intertwined within each other, every so often. Um, Glad to have like to be here right now, even though we're not physically, but it's still this is still dope. Like who would have thought, like even just like this is ill,
Yeah.
So glad to be on the show, you know what I mean?
So I'm gonna just throw it back a little bit. I met your pops back in the early hip hop days of Staten Island, just like
Mm,
at least for me,
mm-hmm.
like this is like 15 years ago,
Right,
where
damn,
like
that's crazy.
Martini Red, the
Yeah,
Muddy Cup,
yeah.
That's What's Up, and this guy was always hustling. He always had the CD out,
Mm-hmm.
always had the merch, and was not afraid of
Right.
just talking to people, going out there. And it was just so dope to find out that you guys were related because you were
Yeah.
out there, you were grinding, and I was like, damn, like who's this guy remind me of? And the dots connect. I was like, what? I was like, that's so crazy.
Word,
Uh,
that's crazy that like you bring up certain like Martini Red, like at the time, or at least that's how like you remember like my pops, because whenever that was going on, I was young, I couldn't go in clubs like that, when that shit was popping too, like, and I know that trust me, I got stories upon stories about how, how certain days would go, but yeah, like my pops, he's definitely been grinding for a minute as well. He's definitely inspiration to everything that I do. Like he told me how to make my first beat, taught me how to really rhyme. Not to say like I don't write my own shit, but I'm saying like
yeah,
just playing certain music. Like, hey, what let's say it's like 2008 while everyone's listening to Wayne, he's gonna play Big Daddy Kane for me. And it's not just no because, oh, I want you to listen to this, like this is more hip hop. Like, nah, it's just you got to know the roots before, like,
yeah,
if you really want to do this. And like again, that was at a young age, and it's still like that even to this day. Like he's like, give me like guidance, I should say, more guidance definitely throughout my whole life, and not just as a father, but as like an MC. Just like here, you should go this way. You know what I mean? So it's definitely been a great thing to have.
that's a blessing, man. and
Word, definitely.
and to just have your history in check is just
Mhm.
so key in any field that you're in, whether you're a designer, whether you're making music, whether you're a teacher. Just knowing the history of stuff, it just gives you this edge. you know
Absolutely.
One, like you could have the deepest appreciation for where everything came from and be
Mhm.
like, wow, like this is where we're at now, this is where it started. But like to tap in those moments, bro, are just times that could never be touched, you know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
golden eras and like
Yeah,
the
definitely.
80s. And so like for him to grow up during that era,
Mhm.
not bump heads with you like, yo, don't be bumping this, but like, yo, check this.
Right. I mean, I won't say no
Yeah.
bumping heads. I'm not gonna say that, but I'll say more or less like because everyone has their own taste.
Yeah.
I'll say that, and definitely growing up in different eras. I mean, he's 2 eras before me. If you really think about it, he's born in the '80s. I'm born in '99. You know, I'm really technically kind of '90s baby, but like I'm really 2000s. So it's like that what was hot in the 2000s may necessarily not be hot for someone's ears who was like bumping Nas or Meth or whoever in the
Yeah.
90s or even in the 80s, and trying to sometimes like I won't say convince, but trying to be like, yo, you should listen to this, or try like open your ear to this. Sometimes it'll be a battle, but at the same time, it's like, real recognize real, like, oh, okay, like, oh, this person's from this generation, and wow, like perfect examples like JID, like that
Yeah.
nigga's nice.
Yeah.
He's nice. And a lot of people, or I'll say older heads, don't really listen because they're like, this is really, I don't know. I don't know the real reason,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I remember this the other day, my cousin actually put him on to JID and was like, and my pops was open. It was like, oh, like this nigga's nice, And I feel like people like him or like other artists too, also, I feel like they study the game and take inspiration and take influence from shit from like the 90s or the 80s or whenever, and that helps them be who they are as artists and shit.
Yeah, bro. JID is the man. And he's in like a different realm, but like if when you find him, it's like finding this like diamond somewhere. You're like, yo, I just found something.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
this is crazy.
There's a lot of artists like that, like him. Anyone on that Dreamville.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, they going crazy. I'm like, I gotta do shit like that. That's my like as far as like everyone has like the Drakes and I'm like, yo, look, I'm trying to do that. I'd give me one or two of those where I'll just get a bunch of artists and just that's that's
Royal
it,
Rumble.
man.
Yeah.
That's yo, come on. Like that's what I like that competitive nature with it, without it being like I'm better than you. It's just like, nah, let's see what you got. All right, let's make something happen, like make a hit or make
Yeah.
something.
No, that's real, man. And I
For
feel
real.
like that taps into the roots too of just where the music started, like break dancing, battling, and it was for the love, right? And I think now it's because I have guests on here very often. They're like, "Yo, I don't know where the love is. Oh, I don't know where the
Mm,
community is." And I'm like, "Yo, the other day I was like, yo, you go to a festival. The love is
yeah.
just different. It it's playing a different tune, but it exists."
But to add to that too, yeah, just as you said, like someone saying they don't find the love wherever they're at, and they're like, yo, just go to a festival. Like to add to that too, is like go venture out anywhere. You don't got to just be a festival. Go to another state. Go to another, depending on where you at.
Yeah.
We're from Staten Island, so it's like, it's easy for us to go take that ferry trip to Manhattan, take the R train to the Bronx or whatever, and then like venture out that way as well. Like that's another way people could do it. But that right there is key, and that was something I had to learn like for myself and through many trials and tribulations, and I'm young too, so it's like figuring out where that love is or where to find that specific love, because I fall to that too sometimes where it's like, man, like especially on the island, and
Oh
it's
yeah.
like man, like you would think, you get sometimes with certain venues, you'd be like, damn, you would think like, man, there should be love here, or a crowd should be this
Yeah. Yeah.
capacity, or this hype, when I'm like, man, but then you go to another state and it's like, oh snap, your lyrics or your songs are resonating to a different audience that has never seen you before, and it's like, wow, like the reception you get off of that sometimes could be like really monumental to an artist at that time.
Oh
It doesn't have to be like 1,000 people or 10,000 people. It could be 20 people. It could be 100 people. Because I know those 100 people or whomever is there is going to eventually be a fan. And then there's going to be them diehard fans that be like, oh, when's your next show? Oh, can I get your merch? Like, that right there, as of right now, that's the key for like, you got to master that first.
of course. Real real stuff, man. I remember I went on a few tours, and one, you get an appreciation because you're new, the fans are new,
Right.
and then the appreciation comes back in terms of the community here too. They're like, oh wait, he is out here, he does take this serious.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if like, there's some people that take it serious like for show, and then
Yeah.
there's people that take it serious.
Mm-hmm. I know
You know
plenty
what
of
I
people. I know
you know
plenty of people on both sides.
Yeah, yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm all about being doing hobbies and doing it. But I think that sometimes may cause a glitch in the love because people may be like, all right, that's all they're doing. They're just doing shows here. Growing up, like I would be like, oh, I want to do this. I want to do this. And I don't know if people believe me until I did it. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Like once you leave the island, once you go to another state, you go to another country,
Yeah.
people like, oh, wait a minute.
The people start noticing,
This
and you
guy,
know,
this dude, this woman, or whoever this artist is about their shit.
yeah, yeah. And I know, like you said, like there's a lot of, I know plenty of artists who I feel, that I've worked with. I'm like, yo, you got it. Like, as far as like the talent or whatever, you got the voice, whatever's missing that I feel, I'll be like, oh, you fit in that. But then sometimes that person just doesn't want to fully commit. And I'm faulty at that too sometimes, because
Yeah.
like, I'm currently a college student. I'm like, a lot of critiques that I get as an artist is like, oh, it seems like you're like one foot in the door, one foot out. And I'm like, I gotta accept that critique based off of the fact that like, yeah, it's kind of true, because like my lifestyle or whatever. But I still take this seriously enough for
Oh,
me
of
to be
course.
like, all right, I'm gonna sit behind my computer desk and like figure out how to level out whatever drum kick that's like messing up the frequency of my mix. Or all right, let me spend how long for whatever to tweak out this verse. Sometimes it's not as easy as just a freestyle. I can't just, or some I could, but I'm like, for perfection or for what I want, sometimes it's not as easy as just me getting in the booth and just let me kick a quick freestyle.
Yeah.
Like there's, you gotta, at least with me, I feel like you gotta put into the craft. You gotta put in that work. As far as it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna be here and be like, yo, you should do X, Y, and Z. Like, nah, just go at your own pace, do what you gotta do. If you want to take it serious, take it serious. And I feel like I'm at that point now where I'm like, nah, it's more than just the money too. It's like I fuck with my creativity. I fuck with how I am when I'm in my creative space. So I'd rather just like create and just keep going, because it's like something's working and it's gonna eventually work to the next point where it's like, I'm gonna level this and now I'm gonna go here, and that's the cycle of life. Like I'm not in a complaining state, you know what I mean? Like
Of
I'm like
course.
I recognize, like, all right, yeah, today we did this, but tomorrow we gotta do this. And if it doesn't happen, it's like, all right, cool. And then we gotta figure it out how to make it happen, and so on and so forth. And I feel like that's key. That's definitely
Oh
another
yeah.
key, I should say.
Yeah.
Where
It just goes to show like this is your life, like this is not
mm,
something you just post about. Like you're
right.
about this, and anything that you just make part of your life. And I encourage anyone. That's why I say don't stop dreaming. Go out and get the dreams. I also say don't starve. I say don't stop dreaming a lot, but I never say, but I should probably say don't starve
You should put that
yourself.
on a t-shirt. You gotta put that on. Word. That's ill. I'm
And like
definitely gonna buy that shit. Don't starve.
but
Yeah.
like at least for me, bro, like cuz I've felt it. I've been just doing the artist complete, and it wasn't always dandelions and roses,
Hmm.
and I also encourage anyone, and I love what you're doing, bro. Like you're in school,
Yeah.
you're educating yourself in the field that you love.
Hmm.
You were talking about engineering, sound, all these
Yeah.
different things that are tie into exactly your life. So like you're just evolving, bro, day by day. So like imagine yourself
Trying.
staying on this path
Right.
for 12 more years, bro.
Oh,
You're gonna
trust
figure
me.
this out.
Yeah, nah, I
You're gonna figure
understand.
it out one way or another.
That's the thing that I'm just like, you know, I'll say this. I'm very blessed as far as where I'm at right now. I'm not in a perfect position. I got, my bed is not made. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm not in a fancy ass house, but I know where I'm at as number one as a human, and where I'm at financially. That's really important as well. And I'm not gonna be here be like, oh, I got X, Y, and Z. Like I'm good. So now it's like, okay, we gotta learn how to switch gears sometimes. And that was the thing that I had to definitely learn. Like, all right, when is it time to put in 100% for the music, and then when is it time to step back and just do it with this college stuff? And college may not be for everyone. Like I get it. Some man, I took a whole break off, a whole year off, I should say. Whenever COVID happened, like when it first hit
Yeah.
that year in 2020, I did not go to school, and shit, I didn't even really drop any music as well. So it's like, you know, overcoming that and figuring out, okay, what's important at the time. What do I got to put 100% in? What do I got to do this? And I'm finally at the point where I'm like, okay, we at a good level right now. Now we got to go to the next step. Now it's like with the college shit. It's like
Yeah.
gotta apply to internships. Got to do all this, and it's all. It's like I look at life as like, I know a lot of people say not to look at it as like a video game, but it's like at the same time it is, because it's like, there's levels to this shit. And with each level, you got to unlock a bunch of achievements. So I'm achieving X, Y, and Z before I get to this next level, and it's
Yeah.
like, you don't know until you get there, obviously, but it's like you can't stop. That's why, like, I fuck with you. You're saying that don't stop dreaming, or all of that, because that's really what it is. It's true. It's just gotta keep going. Gotta just, you can't stop, for real.
It's something, bro. Just to when you just
Mm-hmm.
put your all into it, you leave yourself no choice but
Mm-hmm.
to figure it out. And when you're and it's interesting, like a game too. I always I always try to tell myself, like, Dave, like, you're not just gonna disintegrate when
Mm-hmm.
things don't work out for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Mm-hmm.
just gonna be like, oh shit, how do I figure this out? And then you go into this kind of like huddle with yourself or with your team or your girl or God or
That's it.
whoever it is,
Yeah.
and then you get back in.
Man, trust me, I've had many times where I had to like just do that, you know. Shit, there was a time last year where like I just felt like a lot of things was falling apart at the same time. And I was just like, why is this happening right now? But then it was like,
Yeah.
it's fine, because then you don't know what the next month is going to bring you. You don't know what the next day, the next hour. I could trip, fall, and bruise my head, and then I'm like, damn, I can't be on another interview for another week, whatever. And it's like something as small as that, you're still gonna figure it out. And like,
Yeah.
to your point, I should say. And yeah, man, definitely gotta. That's another thing, and it's all about mental health as well. I feel, because especially in this game, you know, regardless of what you want to be a producer, an artist, or overall artist, an MC, or whatever in this field of music industry, or just anything, just trying to figure out yourself first, and like what's important, and your mental health, and like how to go through the day without having like a manic episode, or panic attack, or something, just your version of that. It don't gotta be nothing too extreme, but it's like, and I feel like we all face that as humans. Is just like trying to overcome that is definitely, you know it's definitely telling of the personality or the characteristic that you're trying to be, what I mean.
Yeah, man. We could be our best friend or we could be our arch nemesis
Word.
in this world. And
Definitely.
in the same day we could be both.
Hmm.
You know? So for you to even tap into that, that's what it's really what it's all about, man. Just
Yeah.
knowing about yourself, and understanding, like, yo, maybe I don't got to work all day.
Hmm.
Like the other day, bro, like last week, my body was like almost vibrating because like just like my pulse of just
Hmm.
the non-stopness, literally like leaving a school, doing like 3 dozen orders, waking up first thing in the morning, school, and then
Right.
doing
Yeah.
it all again, bro. I felt like my body like almost like pulsating,
Hmm.
like, and I was like, yo, I just need to sleep right now.
Yeah.
There's no other way.
I believe
There's
that.
no other
'Cause that
way.
shit, something similar like that happened to me. I was so earlier this month, I went to Atlanta, and it was, shout out to V Henny, shout out to the Artistry Entertainment. I gotta plug her in, because she definitely did her due diligence and put everything together. So like, we was out there. We was out there from like Thursday to a Sunday, I believe it was, a Thursday to Monday. So like 5 days,
Mhm.
you know, and every day we had something to do. Every day we was doing something, whether it was like, we gotta wake up at 8 o'clock to get ready for this podcast we're doing at 10. And then after that, we gotta go to this interview. And then, between, so it's like quick, quick, quick. And that was just a little taste of the lifestyle of the fast pacedness. So, and you're doing all of that shit by yourself that you just mentioned, or most of the time, I should say, you
Yeah.
know, because so it's like, I can only imagine, just I wouldn't say stress. Let's say the the overwhelmness of whatever situation is just like, man, okay, we got this done. Okay, I gotta get the next thing done. Like I told myself for a minute, I'm like, even before going on this trip to ATL, I was like, man, I be having days. Like I don't have like hour like just work. Like, nah, I get out the house at what time and then I'll come back at the house when it's dark. Like it's just that's really what it is. Like,
Some
you
real
know.
stuff, man.
Yeah, you got it though. You got to be active, especially in this music shit. And I'm not as active as I should be. And that's the thing, because I know, like again, like I know that within myself, but it's just like, you gotta keep pushing, you gotta keep going, you gotta just keep striving for greatness. That's really what it is.
So what do you do in a time where you are overwhelmed? Like how do you find peace? Do you keep going? Do you go somewhere? Do you talk to someone? Like how do
Yeah.
you kind of or or even just find a balance in general?
Mm.
Because I know it's tricky. The schedules are different in the music game. It's
Oh
not like
yeah.
it's like 9 to 5, or is it?
It's
I don't know. What do
it's
you do?
Well, with me, I mean, I can't speak for everyone. Like I said,
Yeah,
like
what do you do?
I'm a college student. So even with that, balancing classes on top of music and then on top of life is just trust me. I be having days, man. I be like, damn, like, should I even go to this class today? Like, But like I have people in my corner. I would definitely say that I definitely have a great support system. That's number one. They definitely help me with many things. Even when I'm not feeling it, like they'll still have me be like, yo, you good? Like, just random checkups. All my, my bros from high school, like I still hang out with. That's the click, CTG, Compel to Greatness. And I mean, we be chilling with them, just vibing, smoking or whatever, talking business and shit. Like just like where we're gonna be next, you know. Um,
That's real.
nah, but you gotta though, you gotta have these plans. Like I finally, yeah, I definitely I have great, like I said, I have a great support system. I definitely say that. And then aside from like let's say like weed, just the daily medication and that, that's or just like self gratification. I gotta do that to myself sometimes. Just like, you know, tell myself like, oh, you in a good position, good. Like don't get overwhelmed. You in the position you at because you wanted to be here, you needed to be here for yourself. So it's like just keep going. And like sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
Yeah,
But more than likely, or more than half the time, it definitely does work. Like I just, like I got to push myself. That's really what I was taught. It's just like just keep going. Like I come from a household, or come from a childhood where I was playing football. Like, I was playing football when I was 7, 8 years old. And I got a championship with my high school team. But it's like it put in. I had to do work, man, a lot of work. Just and that's really abuse. That's like you getting people for fun, getting concussed without even knowing, standing back up. So it's like even going through that, that's a whole thing of life too. You got these downs. You got to do X, Y, and Z before getting that touchdown, before winning the game. And that's how you got to treat life. It's just like, go through whatever. You can't look back at the last play. You look back, okay, it's already over. Now I gotta go to the next play. How are we going to get this next conversion? How are we going to get this next first down? It's just simple as that. You know.
it's real. It's real because I was feeling you're saying amazing stuff, bro. Because having a support system is just so key.
Hmm.
having a unit, having a tribe, having just a friend or someone to talk to, so you're not isolated and alone on this journey,
Right.
is super key. Just having anyone to talk to, let alone
Hmm.
people that are like your homies, you know,
Yeah.
that are on your path. Because I have mad homies, but they're my childhood people, but they're all on different paths, man. They
Right.
almost
Yeah.
can't relate, but they could relate to the grind. They could
Hmm.
relate to waking up and doing a bunch of stuff that's not fun
Hmm.
to
And that's a fact.
do the fun stuff.
That's a fact. And shout out to wifey too. I gotta mention my wifey too. Like she be holding a nigga down. I'm not gonna lie,
Real
you
talk.
know. But even with her, like she's in a whole different field. She has a whole different dream, but she understands and she's seen it. She's one of the few people who I could really be like, nah, you seen both the good and the bullshit. As far as what I go through, and it's just what you're going through too. So it's like for her to still be relatable and still, and this goes for everyone too. Like they have their own lives, but to still be there, and still support a nigga, still just be like the right hand person. Just like, nah, I got you. You know what I mean? Like, you want to talk, you could talk, and just, it helps. It definitely does help. I will say that
No,
talking helps.
that's so real.
Word.
Yeah, you know, shout out to the other halves.
Hmm.
And it's true, bro. And then to keep going, just to it's it's tricky, right? Because it's like, damn, I need a rest. But there's times when you're in the middle of the grind where you have to have that late night. You have to have that
Yeah.
super early morning because you
Hmm.
had the late night that needed to happen because you were hitting that genius moment where you were like, yo, you were making that track. So there's these sacrifices that we make
Yeah.
that you just can't flick a switch on and be like, oh well, I'm gonna come back to this. I'm gonna come back to this magical moment. That like, nah, there's these pushing through moments, bro, like the flu games,
Hmm.
you know,
Yep.
where you just push through and it's like you have to push through. You need to be there that moment. And there's just these times where you just gotta keep going.
Hmm.
And you pushing through, man. And it's great to just, you know, from seeing you grow starting, because I know how old were you when you started this music stuff?
I want to say at 9. That's what I do. I say like 9 was like when I really like if anyone goes back, and I'm not even gonna tell them how, but like if people go back and look up like old verses from I wasn't even be easy back then. That's how crazy it was. Um yeah, but definitely since a young age. But hip hop has always been in me, or music, I should say. Like I said, like growing up, even with my uncle as well. Shout out my uncle Cyclonus. Um, he was definitely a big influence as well because like how my father was born in the 80s, so his generation was the 90s, like his music. So when my uncle was in the 70s, so his was like the 80s and the 90s. So he's like the Coogee Raps, the Rock Kims, and not to like, or I should say the KRS ones. You know what I mean? Like that was really, you know, was played for me as a youngin. Wu Tang, obviously. We got posters with 36 chambers on the wall. So it's like,
Sick.
yeah, that's always been a part of me, and that don't stop, that keep going mentality as well. Like I mentioned, with the whole football stuff too. I was, from a youngin, or just, you know, I was even playing basketball young too. Like just the same thing. It's just you gotta just keep going. Gotta keep pushing yourself forward. No matter, and just that's really it.
I just love hearing about how you're just on this ongoing journey. One of learning,
Yeah.
two of fun, learning about yourself
Hmm.
and, making sure that you're good through it all because as you said, being aware of your mental health, your health in general. If you're not good, how are you going to bring the good to the world?
Right.
And or how do you even go on with your day the right way? And you're making sure that you're good that way.
That's
You're
important.
making sure your people are good. It's
Yeah.
just great to hear your growth, bro. I would never guess at your age. You just sound older
Word.
than
I don't know if that's a
not.
bad thing.
No, nothing against the younger generation, but you just sound wiser. Because last time we really kicked it was during that photo shoot, and
Yeah.
it was like you
Or
were,
like just a little bit before then,
yeah,
for real.
where we
Yeah.
really chopped it up, and that was like several years ago. So just
Matter of
like,
fact, I think the last time, like the last time, was probably oh man, it was some TV thing we did at Spectrum.
oh yeah, yeah, I remember that.
That I
That was
remember. I remember that. You see, I gotta bring that back. See, I'm like
that was,
Nardwar with my shit. I gotta bring that shit back. Like, yo, nah. It was one other time.
no, that's true. That's true.
Word,
I
that was
like
a
that
minute
day. Like,
ago.
yeah, yeah, that day went fast though. I feel like that was that.
Yeah, it was. That was 2019, probably 18, something like that. It was just crazy. But
Yeah,
and even then, like crazy, crazy. But yeah, I appreciate that though, what you said as far as like the whole wiseness. I'm trying to figure it out, man. I'm not a genius in this stuff,
yeah,
you know. Like I'm trying to be at where I want to be, but I'm not gonna say satisfied or I'm not content, but I recognize where I'm at now, and I'm like at a good, like I said, like a good mental state at like I'm at a good position now. How we gonna catapult this to the next level? And that's, I'll be trying to do that. Like, it's not just with me too. I'll be trying to put on other people as well. I'll be trying to put on people on my team. Like, it's not just with music. It's like, yo, I got my boy. I'm not gonna say his name, but he know who he is. My boy, he's nice with the camera, ill with this shit. Like, he definitely got an eye for it. You know what I mean? His situation, he can't really get the camera that he needs. You know what I mean? So it's like, until excuse me, until we're at that point, now whatever, we want to keep pushing this way. All right, fine. You're gonna still come through, you're gonna use your iPhone. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Or we're gonna use the camera that we got, but we're not gonna use it for video because we know that the video's trash. So we're gonna just do pictures. All right, cool. Then we'll edit and post. Like simple stuff like that. And like just content is content. Like I'm starting to learn that now. Like just keep, like we're in an age now where any it's oversaturated, but we're in an age now where you could definitely you could post everything that you're doing and
yeah.
get a like, get a view, get whatever. It's just standing out. That's the problem. And or an issue, I should say, of many.
Oh
And
yeah,
trying to figure out, or whatever, how to stand out throughout all of that stuff is definitely difficult. But that's just, but like I said, like that's just one person. I got other people. My cousin High C. He's coming up. I'm trying to guide him in the right way, that like similar to like how my pops did, but like with like, all right, now I'm trying to bring you on my level so that all right, we can tackle all this stuff. Just kill it, like whatever, like just stand out as best as we can. That's really trying.
bro. That taps right in to what we were talking about, right? When we were like,
Mm,
some people have been like, "Oh, I come here, I don't feel the love, or where is the
mm,
love, or the love should be this level." Bro, be the love.
mm-hmm.
As long as you are the love, you're good, because
Yeah.
you are it. You're bringing it, and if people don't like it or not, they could take it or leave it. But either
Mm-hmm.
way, we keep it
Mm-hmm.
because we are the love,
Yeah.
and then that's I think that kind of sums how I felt and what I became, growing up and feeling the way I felt. Either it was from how maybe I felt at school,
Mm,
how I felt in different like creative communities, the hip hop scene. At
mm-hmm.
least when I started, I was like, you know what? I need love. I'm gonna be the love, and I was like, I am the love. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting what I would give back, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna give regardless, and people could keep it or not.
Right. I feel you.
And you look back, and I look back, I'm like, yo, we talked to thousands of people. We've
Hmm.
given out thousands of dollars. We've given thousands of things away to people that inspired them. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
as long as I'm good, that's all I need. That's kind of all I need, because then I could just keep going. And
Mm.
like once I kind of figured out my formula, it wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna be a nice noodle, and then everyone's gonna like me. Like, no, I was nice.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
was like,
Yeah.
yo, I need love, and I'm just gonna be the love that I want to be, that I
Right.
need. And even if I get back 1% from one person
Hmm.
out of 100, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes I come in places, bro, and people think I'm up to something, because I'm like, yo, I'll sit down with you for an hour. I'll help you start a business, and then I'll just move on. And like,
That's wavy though.
I won't even care to. And I think it took a while to get to that point, like ego wise, or even like, oh, do I need money? Oh, because there was a time I was doing a lot of consulting, and I was like,
Mm.
and people were paying me good money for hour. And then when a random person would hit me, sometimes I would think like, oh man, should I be charging him? He just
Right.
came up in my studio and wants to talk to me 2 hours. Like, I could be making a couple of hundred.
You're right.
And then there was just something in me that was like, yo, man, you got to just be there for this person, regardless of the coin. If it's
Mhm.
ape coin or freaking USD or whatever it is, like
Now I felt that though,
the
because
soul.
I'm like that with like when it comes to like okay, a lot of people know me more as I'll say a rapper than they do a producer. But little did they know, more than half of my catalog, I produced all of it. So all of these are authentic beats from me. So like I'm trying to delve into that realm sometimes. Like I got my foot in, I'm wishy-washy with that. But even with that world, I'm like, man, should I charge this artist X amount, even though I know this beat is this caliber? And I'm like, man, I could really sell it because they be overcharging for beats, man. That's I'm like, I could
Yeah,
charge
yeah.
300, $500 for this beat, but then it's like I gotta, it's like that's the thing. It's like I don't know. It's definitely a weird situation,
Yeah.
or it puts you in a weird situation where you're like, maybe. But then it's like, for the art and the love of it, like to go back to the whole love thing, that's really what it is,
Yeah,
you know.
man. I forgot who I was listening to the other day, and they were literally talking about how they like came up with this like classic ass album,
Mm,
and they were just in the studio in the moment, and this guy was like, yo, he's like, if I would have got caught up in the, oh, you got to talk to my publisher, you got to do this, you got to do this. And it's crazy. I listen to so many clips, so like I forgot who it was, but it was like a
mm,
classic that came out.
okay.
And I was like, what? Like, he was like, yeah, when I just did it, I just didn't get caught up in it. I was just in the moment. We were like, yo, let's put it down. And
Mm.
they came up with some of one of the dopest things. I feel silly that I can't even quote who it was. But like, I think that's just so key, bro, is just keeping that core of like, this is why you started this shit.
Yeah.
And if you could tap into that feeling, bro, if you could bottle that feeling up
Hmm.
and just keep it, because it changes so much as we get screwed over. We deal with some stupid person that takes advantage, and everything
Right.
kind of makes us a little colder, bro. Like, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
If we could just stay the true person and the love why we started, but just as as you said, getting a little bit wiser a little bit, but there's always more. That I want to I'm happy, but I'm not content exactly. I know I could get improve.
Yeah.
Keeping
That's
that attitude,
that's the key.
bro,
Yeah.
there is no limit, bro. If you believe there isn't. You know what
For
I'm
real.
saying? Like,
Trust me. Trust me, I believe, yeah. Cause it's even like the whole manifesting shit too. Is just like, just putting it out there, put it like it could be as simple as you changing two words. Instead of saying if it happens, you just say when it happens. And it'll happen,
yeah,
you know? And it's just like, you know, yeah, just to piggyback on everything you're saying, like I totally agree with, like, yeah, you just gotta keep going, just, and just get wiser as you do. Cause like, yeah, of course, I would love to be the when I started, I would love to be as calm and cool and collective and thinking I'm about to take everything over. You know what I mean? Like, fuck all this other shit. I'm better than Bieber. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, but still now, you gotta now that's when the wisdom comes in. It's like, all right, yeah, you may be better, but you gotta do all of this first. You gotta do the groundwork first. And that's something that is just like they don't teach you. There's no school for that. You know what I mean? They don't show you X, Y, and Z, and everyone's different. I know plenty of stories. I know a success story where you know, families involved. And I know success stories where it's like, oh man, he just rapped in front of this famous artist for 15 minutes. And wow, he got signed because of that. So it's like, you just never know. You never know in this game. And it's like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's like you're performing and you're also practicing all at the
Mm-hmm.
same time,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
Mm-hmm.
it's like you got to be ready to perform, but then you're like preparing yourself in the same moment. And then there could be moments where you're like, oh shit, I'm not prepared. But everything that you've done in your life has led you to that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't always have to be, oh, I didn't practice for this show right now. Wait, no, you started this 10 years ago, 15 years. Like you've been practicing.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Big Sean in front of Kanye, bro. Like, bro,
Mm-hmm.
you can't make this shit like that up. Like he's do you think he didn't just start rapping that moment? Like
Right.
everything he did to get to that point,
Mm-hmm.
and then it just aligned in that moment, bro, and then he was ready to go. You know what I mean? And when you got that destiny, bro, and you just don't stop and you're just all for it, it's just you leave no other choice.
Right. And it just all falls into place.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's why I call myself be easy. Like I'm calm through all of this. You know what I mean? I gotta stay level headed. Gotta be like, all right, cool. But when it's time to snap out, man, it's all about energy too. Positive, negative, all that in between. You gotta build upon that and just be the best you that you could be. That's my whole like mantra, I guess you could say. Like it's just just be yourself through all of this. There's
Yeah.
gonna be times, like you said, like earlier, with like there's gonna be times where, you know, um, whatever you get screwed over by what X, Y, and Z, or whatever you just don't like how one thing is going based off of another person's opinion or whatever. Just keeping it vague, but like you just gotta still push on, still be yourself through it all, and just keep going. And like that's really what you got to do.
Bro, imagine if Kanye like saw a comment and he was like, "Oh, I saw this comment. I'm done." Bro, the world would be different.
Nah, for real. I think that's what's kind of going on right now. But yeah, because he's been distant from social media. I mean, I don't pay attention, but I pay attention. I'm like, it's been quiet. But
No album, no albums on the way.
no albums. Yeah,
Eh,
it's gonna be another 3 years. I'm fine with that. That's fine. He gave us two back to back. All right, cool. But I
yeah,
agree
man.
with you though. Like, yeah, like imagine, like, and it makes sense because that shit that happens. It happens, and even the YouTube comments, whatever, just keep going down. Like, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck, you suck. But then that one person was like, "Oh, I like this." They're like, all right, you get a free shirt. Like,
Yeah. But
but yeah.
what do you feel about yourself, right? Like, and I
Mm-hmm,
I think that was just so powerful about him. It's just like he believed
mm-hmm.
in himself.
And he had a good support system too.
Oh
His
yeah, he
mom's
had, you know what I mean? Like there were so
were.
many little things that tied in, like the community, the
Mm-hmm.
belief, the God-given gift, you know,
Yeah.
and then the unwillingness to just keep going, right? And there's just you could literally write a history book on that person.
Nah, for real. That's how I'm trying to be. I'm trying to have people be like, wow, like, yo, Be Easy went through all of this and still dropped this song and this album that like he didn't know at the time was gonna be, That's what I want to be. I'm like, I'm waiting for that. you know. I'm waiting to pick someone for my biopic.
What's like one of your like holy grail albums?
Oh, one of, well, I mean, I could just name a bunch. So
Yeah, yeah.
like, so we was talking about Kanye. So My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is definitely up there. I'm an Eminem fan, so
Oh yeah.
um, Marshall Mathers LP, the first one. The second one I really grew up with, if you really think about it, because again, it's like, the first Marshall Mathers LP, I think that was '02, if I'm not mistaken. So then the second one was 2013. So that's like I'm getting out of middle school, entering high school. It was really high school days. That's really what it was. So that was the album I was like, okay. And a lot of people don't like that album, but I'm like, oh, this shit is dope. Like that was definitely influenced.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Rick Rubin on the
yeah,
production, bro.
man,
Out of it.
the whole production, that whole album, I won't say it's flawless, but it's definitely that was one of the albums that I was listening to. I'm like, man, why is this song only part of like the deluxe? Why couldn't this be part of the main track list? And that was the start of that, where like realizing, which is important, I feel, like track listing,
Oh
having
yeah.
what song goes after the next, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
especially with M albums too, because like I'm an M fan, but
Oh yeah.
I'm a realistic fan. I know when shit is trash. So I'm like, when I listen to some of this stuff, I'm like, damn, this was your decision, but still, like I still fuck with that album. Get Rich or Die Trying, that's definitely up there. I'll try to
You
name like
you
two
had to be
more.
like 4 when that
I
came
was
out.
definitely like 4 years old. Yeah. But I remember many men. So I was like, yo, and you gotta
That
think about it.
album was
You gotta think
special,
about it
bro.
too. So like, see, we or my generation, I should say, we kind of grew up with like during that time, the video game scene was starting to like, as far as like, like all those Def Jam games, they were popping at that time. And we were easily accessible to them. Or like,
Yeah, yeah.
parents really wouldn't know. Or like I knew I had this one friend. He had we all had like play the PSP, like PSP or like DS,
Yeah.
right? A lot of like 50 cents games was for the PSP. So we would play 50 cent games and like the music would be there, like, oh, it says 50 cent. And we would
That's
play it,
crazy.
you know what I mean? And that was just at that time, that's really, and like the age of technology was just like that was no phones still. We still didn't have no phones, but that
Yeah,
was,
yeah.
you know. But
Get Rich
yeah,
was everything, bro. That album was
I
a
believe it.
moment.
I believe it.
That was a moment in my life. Like I remember that whole summer.
I think everyone has a story
That
about
album.
that. Everyone, because that's classic. It's classic.
The timing was just impeccable. Like so many things added
Mm-hmm.
up and it was just if it came out maybe 4 years later, like things could have been way different. Like it
Mm,
came out at just the perfect time, just
right.
the summer, like it was just bro, that album was a moment in time.
Crazy. Word. And just like a couple more, like, I'd say like as far as like newer kind of, so like J. Cole's on Forest Hill Drive,
Oh yeah.
and then like Kendrick's To Pimp a Butterfly, or damn, both all of them, all of those, Good Kid Mad City, just like each one of those have like a significant place in my heart, because I'm like, yeah, I connected to it some way, somehow, regardless if this is a single or just a whole bunch of those songs, or just driving and just having that album play, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah. He's
it's
like a
just,
it's like a film, his
mhm.
albums, bro.
Especially the Pimp a Butterfly one. Oh
Oh
my
yeah, yeah.
goodness.
That's gonna be like a Hamilton in like 100 in like 50 years when he's
Hmm.
in heaven smiling down on us. Maybe he'll live to like 100 plus. Like he probably could.
Maybe. Word,
He's
definitely
gonna
could.
live forever, but like that's gonna be a Broadway
Hmm.
show for
You
sure.
saw what he did for the Super Bowl. Like,
Bro, he's next week, man.
I
Getting ready for
know.
that.
I know. Crazy. Crazy. And even them, him and Keem, like baby Keem. Nobody I didn't really know about him, you know? And like his last album was pretty good too. Like it's different, but
I gotta check it.
yeah, oh, you didn't check it out yet? It's different. It's
Okay.
I'll say because he had that one song with Kendrick that top in the morning, that shit. So that was trending like on TikTok and all that. But like the album itself is it's interesting.
Okay.
Definitely, yeah. Or it's it's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
No
Yeah.
doubt.
Word. I'm over here. I should get paid for plugging all these people, man. I'm not even plugging my own shit. It's crazy. Mm.
Yeah, yeah. So
Word.
so speaking of, like what do you got coming up?
There we
What
go.
could we looking forward to? You know, summer's about to be here.
Yeah, summer's right here. So I just dropped a single. I dropped it on Good Friday. It's called Never Fold. It's out right now, all streaming platforms, you know, Spotify, Apple, Tidal. Um, you can even probably find it on YouTube as well. As far as like just the song goes. I'm working on a video currently. Um,
Nice, bro.
yeah, working on the video. That's gonna be I hope that shit's fire. It's like I'm really putting in like bread for this one. I'm like, let me try to bring the level of intensity up. And then yeah, so for the summer, I'm in between as far as like what I'm gonna drop, as far as like if I'm gonna drop a single first and then a project. It's gonna be
Yeah,
EP, but I'm more than likely gonna just push this single that I have out right now, the Never Fold, and then I'm gonna just drop the EP and just have that go out. That EP is gonna be called Eyes on the Prize.
love it.
So it's spelled like EYEZ on the prize with the ZE at the end. So it's like easy, easy.
Nice, nice.
You know what I mean? It'll be doper on the yeah. I'm gonna
I
figure it out.
see it. I see it.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I was like, oh shit, I can do this. um, yeah, because I want to. That's a theme, or at least a theme I want to keep within my music or big projects. Because
Yeah.
if I when I release this one, I think this will be one, two, three, four, like this crazy damn, like my fifth project, but like my third as far as or my fourth one as far as like solo stuff. Yeah.
No doubt, man.
So yeah, I'm trying, man. And then within all of that stuff too, I'm definitely gonna be doing more shows. I got a show I got a show this May it's Sunday, May 15th. It's going to be in Brooklyn. It's going to be at the Gems Bar and Lounge.
Nice.
Um,
This episode may drop after that, but
all right, so look,
either
if
way.
you, yeah, either way, man, I'm over here making moves, man. You know what I mean? Like, look, I'm trying to make a Cali trip too. So if there's fans in Cali, hit me up. I need to figure out something with that too. You
Oh,
know, I'm just
Cali,
trying.
shit.
Yo, that's the next move. You know, I had a goal this year. I gotta hit at least three to five different states aside from New York. You know, so I got ATL, I got Georgia out the way. So you know, trying, man. Dave, I'm trying,
Yo,
man.
bro, Cali is the spot. I love
Yeah.
Cali. I've been there more than I told people I've been there more than I've been to the Bronx. Probably not, but it's close. I've been there that much.
Hey, man, that's fire though. I
I've
mean,
traveled there more than I've traveled anywhere else. So
wow.
it kind of called my name.
Yeah,
Highly recommend any artist out there. You
I'm
know,
gonna definitely take that trip. I got to because that's the next one. And then yeah, I got one more project too. That well, a couple. I want to at least drop like 3 projects total for this year. So it'll be like
wow,
yeah, I'm trying. I got and it's already basically done. It's just like I just got to mix it or just go to the studio and just you know um figure out what to do. Because I like look, I'm a self producer. Like I produce my own stuff, so I could just have 10 beats by the end of the week, even more. That's just me keeping it minimum. Be like, all right, these are the 10 beats we got to do something on. And if we have something or ear for or we hear something on YouTube. I fine, we'll buy that, and like let's keep going, you know. But yeah, two more projects. It's gonna be one with my cousin High C. That's gonna be called it's either gonna be called Be Easy With Me, I'm High, because like his name is High C, or Easy With Me, I'm High C, some shit like that. And then to cap the year off, I hope and plan to end it off with a collab album with my father. Word.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely do that because I feel like the world's been waiting for that. Whatever little world I'm in, they've been waiting
I
for
would
like,
love to hear that.
yeah, that one that might just that's coming soon. I'm not even gonna say nothing else about it, but I think it's only right that I
Yeah.
mention it with it's only right, you know. So I mentioned it here, just a little tease, and I'll post
I,
it, you know,
I
and then
appreciate that, bro. That
now that's it. Word.
no
But yeah,
doubt. You got me hyped now.
yeah.
I
Oh,
we got a
now we
lot
gotta
going
do
on
it.
right now. So
Yeah, I'm trying. Look, I said, man, I'm trying. I'm doing. There's nothing stopping me right now. Thank God. Thank God. I'm just trying to finish up everything else and just keep shooting high. Keep moving forward. Like that's really it, man. Real talk.
that's real, my brother.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I ever told you this, but I do classes at Curtis,
Really.
and I always bring you up every time that I do.
Oh, word. Oh,
I'm
that's
like,
fire,
I was
bro.
like, I don't know if you know.
Hey.
I was like, I don't know if you know this guy. He graduated 5 years ago or so.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's-
Damn.
I was like,
Shit.
don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't
Nah.
worry. When I
How?
tell people I graduated college like 14 years ago or 12, don't even worry. That was only 5 years ago. You were in high school.
But
Um,
still,
but
man,
I
it's
always bring
crazy.
you up. I'm always like, yo,
That's fire. I appreciate that, man.
my
How
friend.
long? How long you been teaching over there for?
So I work with Sundog Theater, and we do these anti-violence music
Oh,
workshops.
oh, that's
And I
wavy.
do it's only once a week for a few hours, like usually on Fridays.
That's dope,
But I
though.
always bring you up whenever I start the program. I'm always like, I don't know if you know my guy, Be Easy, but there's a
They
there's a
definitely
champion
don't.
there's a championship on the wall. He was part of that team.
Oh, that's
He
dope,
said
though.
he's an
Yo,
MC.
I
So
appreciate
I always
that,
bring you up
man.
when I go to the school.
That's
And then
dope. Word.
and then also shout out to my boy Andrew Gordon, and he got I don't know, I forgot what year they got the championship, but I was at Curtis that year when they won. I think
Oh, it had to be.
they beat more, and this was
Had to
like
be '09. It had to be the last one, right? Probably like '09 or maybe a little
no,
bit
no, because
earlier.
we graduated high school in '03.
Oh, so then it was '02. It
Okay,
had to be.
'02.
I think it was like '02. It was like the yeah, because then it was like a drought for 7 years, and then there was
Okay,
a yeah. That's what it was. It was two droughts. It was like well since that one there was like a 7 year drought, and then they won with Dominic Easley, who was playing for the Patriots. Well, he got drafted to the Patriots, and then
oh
played
wow,
with yeah, and then he played with the LA Rams. And then 7 years after that one, that's when we won.
got it,
You know what I
nice.
mean? Word. So I think there's like 8 or 7 in total championships. But yeah, I appreciate that though, man. Being
Of
like, you
course,
see
man.
that banner, like he was part of that. We're rapping in the hallways and shit. Oh my god, crazy, crazy.
So yeah, man. So before we kind of close shop or whatever, I love playing. There's actually this game that I play. It's called Dream On.
Okay,
So I pretty much freestyle what I'm gonna ask you. I do not know what I'm gonna ask you until literally right now. Um,
okay,
and the whole point is for us to talk about our dreams. And the whole point of this game is to remind people to dream a little bit bigger than normal.
mm.
Almost in a sense where someone may look at you kind of funny that you may want to have breakfast with Jay-Z, or you may want to go on a date with Kelly Kapowski or something crazy.
Right.
But it's only crazy if you don't try it. That's the whole point of this game, is just to talk about dreams. I'm going to throw you some, maybe a little wild dream questions.
Okay, yeah.
You just let me know what comes to mind, and we'll go from there.
Right. I mean, yeah, I'm here. Let's go.
All right, cool, man. So you could perform for any artist currently living on tour. You could be their opening act. What artist would it be?
Eminem. I would love it. That's me
Crazy.
dreaming. That's me dreaming high. You want
There
to talk
you
about
go.
dreaming?
There you go.
Man, what? I'm
Right?
on tour with the GOAT, with
Oh
the
man.
White Hope. Let me stop. But yeah, that would be crazy. Can I name other few artists as well? Or
Go for it. Go for it.
um because I feel like the energies match. That would be dope. Shit, I'm trying to think. Who else? My goodness, that was a good question. Um, hmm, damn.
That Eminem is good. That's
Eminem
good.
is a good
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
right? That's a good like, yo. That would
Oh
be,
yeah,
I'm trying to think like I'm like
that's the pinnacle right there,
New
bro.
York stuff. Yeah, right. Hmm, man, Cole would be dope too, like the Dreamville stuff. I feel like
Yeah,
I could fit. Like I'm trying to like state
I feel you.
artists that I kind of fit in the same
Yeah.
box. I'm not gonna be like, yo, I want Drake. Like, nah.
It's of course, I feel you.
you
So don't
know,
worry, I got mad other questions. So,
I bet. Keep going, keep
but
going.
no,
I
the
got
Cole
you.
would be sick,
That would be
and
dope.
the M would be, bro. That'd be the pinnacle, bro. That would be a,
I'd be like, I'm good. Talk about like, man, whew. That or a feature,
bro.
man. It's gonna happen. Not yet. It's gonna happen though.
Bro,
It's
think
gonna
about
happen.
it, bro. Joyner Lucas, man. Who knew him, right?
I
A
know.
decade ago. He's like my top now
He's
art,
another one. He's another one who's nice. That
bro.
dude is
He is.
nice. That what's that song? Keep it 100.
Oh, bro.
That whole
Bro,
that whole song, that video,
bro.
crazy.
His imagination is just top notch. It's
Now
just
he's up there. He's
he's
definitely
something
up there.
else. He's here to stay, bro.
Word.
If you could perform in any arena or venue, which one would it be?
Well, I'm from New York, so I gotta say Madison. Gotta say the Garden.
That
Definitely
would
gotta say the Garden. Um, oh, you know what? Staples Center would be dope too. Well, it's not
Staples.
even that anymore. It's just the what is it?
Oh, the crypto arena or something like
There we go. Yeah.
that.
So I
I
missed
feel
it,
like every arena is called that now.
right? I
I know
missed.
what you mean. It's always the Staples Center in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah, but that would be dope.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Trying to think. It's just, man, I don't really know anywhere like overseas, but like shit, man, if a nigga could perform like in Rome or like that would be fire. Just by the Coliseum, like yeah, we're not there, but like or at the Coliseum, fuck it, like we'll figure it out. Like hey, add some speakers over here and we Gucci. That would be that's something.
So you kind of read into my next question. So if you could perform overseas, Rome would be your answer.
Only because I'm not really like familiar, which is terrible on my part, and I should be. I'm trying to think.
So many good spots, bro. Australia,
Yeah,
London.
Australia. I say I want to go to Australia just cause, but I know
Yeah.
they got some big spiders and large animals, and I'm not fucking with that. But I would love to go out there.
Oh
What?
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, because they got like what did they got the Sydney Opera Theater, right? They got that. See, now it's coming to me. I'm like,
That's
um,
all good. That's all good, man.
France, Italy. Just calm places for now. You know, yeah. UK, anyone in the UK. I mean, whatever. I mean, shit.
Let's do it.
Just
Let's do it.
word. That's the next plan. That's yeah.
That's real. So you could get a feature from any artist unreleased that's no longer living. So you could get you could get a feature from anyone that's kind of in the vault almost, or they pull some super magic trick to get it to you. So
And
many.
this person's not
They're no longer living right now.
no longer with
Get an
us.
unreleased verse.
You know what would be dope? I'm not gonna lie, just to say I got it. A big L.
Bro, that'd be sick, bro.
Big L or Big Pun. Big Pun would be fire. That would be
That
fire.
would,
Just
yeah.
oh my goodness, I got it because he's another one that again was played during my childhood. That like got to study the people who are the people you like have studied. That's what it is. Like because
Yeah.
you listen to Pun, you hear M. You listen to L, you hear M. You know, so and that's just two artists I should say. But yeah, definitely,
Those would be
X
crazy.
DMX would be dope.
Oh yeah.
That would
R.I.P. to
be a
all those dudes.
yeah, definitely RIP. That would be a wow. That would whew,
You
crazy.
you could get a beat from any producer for your next project or album or whatever it is, single.
I need a Dre. I need a Dr. Dre beat. I need a Dr. Dre beat. Word. I just because you know what it is with him, his kicks and his snares. He could do the simplest like boom, clap, boom, clap.
Yeah,
It'll
bro.
be
He was
fire,
yeah.
fire. No one could really like top that. And he could also like delve into like the new age stuff too. So it's like him, Timberland. Timberland's another one.
Bro.
Timberland. I need the baby sound effect on one of my beats. The baby crying or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
like
that shit or some shit.
that's crazy, right? To even
Word,
think
yeah.
that that dropped in like 97 or some shit.
Word,
Like
yeah.
that and you could hear it, and you won't even know what year that beat came out. Like it's so
Crazy.
crazy.
And it all like each of these producers or artists, classic beats, classic. Even Swiss, Swiss is another one.
Oh
Swiss is
yeah.
another one with the snares. Definitely, he for whatever reason he has like the dopest snare package. Like it's ridiculous. You could play shit from when he was with DMX. You play stuff with him with Jay or his current stuff. Them with like the one with Wayne. I forgot what song that was. Uproar.
Oh yeah, yeah, bro.
That shit was nuts, and that was just a simple ass dancing beat, like.
Well, he sampled the G Dep Diddy track,
Mhm.
and then he just flipped it into his, and it, bro.
Yeah, he's a monster.
I've heard stories about him in the stew. Like it didn't even matter what beat it was. You took the beat because he just sold you on the vibe,
Yeah.
and he took you there. And I think those are the best producers. It's more than just a beat, right? Like they kind of
Hmm.
paint this picture for you.
Another one too.
Eh,
Ninth Wonder. He's ill.
Oh yeah,
He's ill. What he was been doing for Kendrick and like Rhapsody, and he was I forgot what I was watching something where he sampled a bunch of stuff. It was like 4 tracks, and he was like
bro, he's a wizard.
these guys. I'm trying to be like that, man. Like those
A
dudes
little
is
brother, bro. Like it's
yeah, classics.
and just stay. And what I love, bro, like, keeping the brand, right? Like Timbaland,
Mm,
like even though everything was so different, it was never that different in a way you're
mm,
like, what the, you know what I mean? His brand
yeah,
was just, it was like weird, but in the pocket,
right. And it was
right?
at the right time too, because
Yeah,
like
yeah,
all that shit was like, they compare him with Pharrell sometimes, but like because they was like at the same rising at the same time. So
yeah, yeah.
or like around the same time, I should say. But yeah, but those producers definitely that if I could like if I had their contact numbers, I'd be like, oh, I need these beats for this project.
I know someone that's literally rapped on a Timberland beat. That's like my
That's
friend.
fire. That's so dope.
And so if he could do it,
Right.
oh,
Now, why
it's
not
doable.
shoot for it, right? Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Trust
yeah.
me.
That
It's
question kind of
crazy.
went off in a good way. But yeah, but that's the whole point of this game, bro. It's just to like
Hmm.
ask someone a question that seems a little far fetched. Cause and bro, I'm guilty of it. Sometimes I'm only talking within the means of the day. Like, all right, I want to get these 30 things done because I know I have to.
Right.
But like, it's good to have these kind of convos. I wish people asked me this a little bit more.
Mm,
So have these convos with friends. For anyone listening too, ask your friends some weird dream question that
yeah.
may seem a little crazy, but like it
Because
gets
you
you
never know.
thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You could give a beat now to any artist. Who? What beat would you want to give one of your Be Easy joints to? Who do you want to hear rap on it?
Oh, see, I do a lot of different beats. See, that's the thing. Um, what would be dope? Like Tyler the Creator on like one of my beats. That would be dope, or even like a collab. Like that would be because he's dope too. He's
Oh yeah, yeah,
underrated. A lot of people don't put him up there, but because he has his own sound. Because I
yeah,
like even when bumping his stuff, like when driving or just to just come up, it's like it'll mess up the algorithm of what I'm listening to, but at the same time, it's still good music.
yeah,
And it still sticks out. This is why, I mean, you know, if you like the Grammys or not, but this is why he's won the Grammy for best rap album twice in like however many years. So, he's in his own lane, and like so him on like one of my beats, because I got different, you know, so many things. I got the trap, I got the boom bap, I got the sample chopping, so I would love everyone to be on my shit. but
that'd be sick, bro.
yeah, like a Tyler, a Pusha T would be great on one of my beats. Or yeah, that would be yeah.
We got to get that It's Almost Dry acapella pack, bro, and then just
Word.
make that shit happen on our own.
Oh yeah, yo, that'll what? Yeah, that's yeah, I gotta do that.
That album
I,
is fire, bro.
yeah, the beats on that too. Again, talking about Kanye and Pharrell, like and 88 Keys too. 88 Keys as well.
It's gonna
Nice.
age well. It's gonna
hmm
age well.
I like Daytona a little bit better, but even so, it's still a dope, definitely a good piece of work.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think it's gonna age well. Even from my first to third listen, felt better. The
hmm
first listen, it was a lot for me in terms of like I didn't because his brand of rap is style.
Coke.
Yeah, yeah. So when I played it the third time, it was interesting. Spotify has different versions.
Oh,
They have it laid out different ways. They have it the original way, then they have it the Pharrell way, and then the Kanye way. So you could listen
got
to the
you.
sequence, and it was crazy. I listened to it sequence differently, and it felt different, and it was
I
crazy.
think I think that's what it is too. Talk about track listing and having what song come next, because I definitely felt like that. I probably because I when I was yeah, just again just long drives. That's really when I've been listening to this album, and it's like it works. Like it's a the beats is hard. The lyrics are there. It's
Yeah,
like it's his style. So but you could definitely like some songs are hit or miss though. Like I'm not gonna lie, the one with Cuddy's okay with me. I'm like, but the beat on that is nuts because it's
yeah, yeah.
both. Because I think it was just I think he said it. That's like the only beat where Kanye and Pharrell are both
Oh
collabed on
yeah,
it.
yeah,
So that's dope. I'm like, oh, that's and they never really did that before. So like that. I like this album being like the first of its kind. I think that's where it stands. You know, and like
yeah,
shit. Even if I had the chance to put one of my beats on that album, and him murder on, oh man, that
yeah,
right
man.
there, that's a foot in the door right there. I'd be like, yep, I did that one. you know?
There's a richness to just having one producer
Yeah.
or two. There's just like, and we've seen it with like Alfredo. Like Freddie
hmm
Gibbs is just knocking them out the park. Like,
That's another one too. That's a good album too.
and like I'm loving these like this versus this, where it's like this guy, this producer, and they just do the whole thing. And like
hmm
Mad Villain, bro, is just I think that's the creme de la creme of like an album like that. Like to me, that
Yeah.
album is just everything to me. And I literally got onto it very late in life,
hmm
and just the sequencing, the samples, the entendres, like, bro,
Yeah.
that
Crazy.
album is just. And I think it set this kind of pace for this, and I
Mhm.
love it. I love the one producer and the one MC, bro. Just
Yeah, it's dope, man. I'm trying to do that with other artists as well. Like just a whole album with like 7 tracks, just a bunch of my beats and you just going off. Like oh, that's I'm trying. I'm trying to do that
who
shit
would you
too.
do that with? Who would you do that with? Let's say an underground artist, like someone that is in your phone book, and
Hmm.
then let's end it with an artist that maybe you don't have in your phone book just yet.
All right, cool. So I'll say this. I'll say with an artist I'm cool with, so that people are like, whatever. So it'd be dope if I do a bunch of shit for Mig 718.
Yeah, yeah,
That would be dope. Even for Eddie I. I've been
yeah,
man, me and him, we gotta do something. We gotta do something soon. Me and Eddie. I
yeah.
don't, you know what I mean? I got stuff with Migs. It's just gotta be, you know, updated, I should say, with my current voice. But yeah, so those are like two
I love it.
up and coming artists. I could do that with. And then people in the game. Um, hmm. Trying to think. Damn, there's so many people.
I know, I know.
But it's a good question though. Let me think. Let me
Tap into
think.
one, and they
Fuck it. JID. I'll do a bunch of shit with JID. Or Joiner. Joiner would be interesting.
those would be
Joiner, because again, I feel like it's like the same. I can make these type of beats for you. Like I could do this. you know. So
that's
yeah.
real.
Word.
Yeah, man. That this game to me it means a lot just to be able to talk to people. Thank you. Um,
Of course.
you gave some really good answers, and I encourage anyone listening, and even you, bro, pass this on. Ask people these may seem a little too crazy kind of dream questions, but bro, the conversations they start and also the ideas that they spark are
Hmm.
are amazing. So,
Yeah. Nah, I believe it. Even right now, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go do that. What was that thing with Timberland? The
oh,
the
B Club, B Club.
Heat Club. I'm about to do that shit right now.
Yeah,
Word.
bro, that he got people from what I see, he got people tuned in and looking
Mm,
and trying to find people that are out there doing their thing.
mm,
And I think that's the way you know, think about it, bro. Kanye was in the stew with Jermaine Dupri, bro.
mm-hmm.
Probably doing the drum patterns and like Jermaine just probably kind of catching the brainstorm of Kanye's energy, at 19, 20.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean? Like being able to share our passions with people, bro, like it goes such a long way. And it's just now that when you get in those rooms, we don't shy up, right? Like we get to the room with 88 keys. Are we still able to be our truest self? Or
Mhm.
do we have a mask on? You know what I mean? Like, and I think
Right.
that's what separated Kanye. When he was in the rooms, he didn't change. He wasn't a different person when he went in the room with Jermaine, probably. You know what I mean? He brought that energy no matter where he was. So, like, I look forward to it, bro. I look forward to hearing that track with Timbaland or you opening up for M, bro.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Unless these niggas die, God forbid. But yeah, it's gonna happen. If motherfucking Jack Harlow could get a feature with M, I could do it too. And there we go. That's how I'm looking.
Real talk, bro. And I'm very
Or
confident in his project that's gonna drop soon.
that's dropping, I think, tomorrow or
Yeah, yeah,
Friday
yeah.
or whatever.
I'm a little excited for that, and
Yeah,
I have a feeling things are gonna be even
he's a,
crazier
he's
for him.
another one who was good too. He's
Yeah,
he's dope. He
he's
got a
a
lot of songs with flutes in it though. But yeah.
that album is gonna turn a lot of heads if he hasn't already, and there's gonna be a
Mhm.
lot of chart toppers on that. But yeah, man, bro, we could probably do this for weeks, just talking about life and hip hop and music and the grind. But bro, it's just great to see your growth. Um, to hear you're 23 and just see where you're at from when we met when you were like 16, 17.
Yeah,
It's worlds different. You know, even though you've always been the same, you've evolved quite a bit. So I'm excited to just see where you go from here, man.
I appreciate that, man. Nah, for real. Like, and just to go back to what we was saying earlier, like, this was a long one coming, but I appreciate you like having me on the show and like talking. Like, definitely should do this again.
Oh
um
yeah.
Definitely should do this again. And likewise, as far as like I already know you always on a mission. I see what you be posting, man. Like you an influence for me as well, as far as we've had sit downs where it's like, yo, what should be the next, where I'm like, I'm trying to figure it out. Like, and to see that you're still doing what you're doing, even in the space that you're in, doing the shit in Zoom, you know, due to whatever pandemic and stuff or whatever the fuck. Like it's inspirational to me, and I hope for everyone else too. So like again, I'm throwing my flowers for you. Like I appreciate you,
Much
bro.
love,
Real
my brother.
talk. Nah, real talk. And we definitely gonna do this again. I don't know when, but it's gonna be one of those.
Oh
Like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. Word.
Yeah, bro, you know, you're always welcome back. You always got my support. For everyone tuned in, you know, my guy dropped consistent gems for you. You know, always learn. My guy's always learning. He's
Mhm.
figuring it out. He keeps going. Keeping his family and his people close. Making sure he got his tribe. Make sure he's looking out for his people. There's
That's
so
it.
many little gems that you could pull from this and just apply it to your day to day dream journey to make your dreams a reality. And he just never stops. He's you know been going since he was 9. Respects the OGs. Not
Mhm.
I'm part of this generation. This is what I'm about. Like pays homage, collaborates with the legends and the OGs. Always is learning, but still innovating. So my dude, the future's looking bright. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do next.
I appreciate you, man. Next thing we're gonna do, shit. In the future, we'll do a tour. I'll bring you too, man. Motherfucker, we out, man. Go to California or whatever, bro. We out, man.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know when
Whatever.
you're ready to do those moves, because I do know people in Cali
Mm,
that could either point a finger to be like, yo, check out this venue, or even if you want to brainstorm about a strategy, like
right.
how to get there, how to either raise money to get there, what to do out there, how to kind of make it a special moment, reach out to me, bro. I love talking to people about that.
Definitely.
And
Now, yeah, word. I'm definitely gonna
so you
hit you.
don't feel alone in this shit. I know you're not alone, but like sometimes it's good to just brainstorm. Just hit me up.
Mhm.
I love talking about stuff like that. So
Got you. Say less. Say less. Say less.
so yeah, so if you made it this far with us, you know, you're a real one. If you didn't,
Word.
we still it's still all love. But yeah, you know, as we say, don't stop dreaming, and we mean going for it, finding a way, learning, figuring it out, keeping your people close, taking care of yourself, you know, pushing through tough times. Even if it's a long night, finding a way to make it work, even if you got to wake up super early to do it all over again.
Hmm.
That's what we're all about. So make sure to stay connected, subscribe so you could catch the vibes from Dreamers Like Be Easy every week with us. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all that good stuff. And that's it for the night, yo.
That's it.